Alright guys, check it out. Chevy Sonic 1.4 RS model. A guy brought it in. He needs to get a tow truck to get this thing towed in because look at this. It's a mess in here. It's a whole bunch of coolant leaks everywhere, and he thinks that engine oil leaks as well. So we're gonna diagnose this thing down. Stay tuned. Alright guys, Chevy Sonic's in the garage. This is the 1.4 engine. Infamous 1.4. There's a lot of problem on this engine, especially the timing chain stretch. So it's in the garage, got towed in. He's about 20 minutes away from the city, and he had to get a tow truck to tow it in because he don't want to drive it. History on this is him and his family is driving, and somehow smoke came out all over the hood underneath, and then engine lights came on, all the lights just start blinking, and I told him to park in the side, take a different vehicle to go home, and get this thing towed into the garage. So I can see already right here the upper ride hose is blowing out, and you can see right there there's like a plastic piece in there because it's supposed to be on this side right here. This is the outlet from the block coolant outlet, so this is where all the big mess right there, and he thinks there's a oil leaks as well. And oil level is good. Look at. So we'll get that thing changed, the water outlet, quick, and I'll show you guys how to do that. All right, here we go, guys. So this is the part right here. This is the new one, and this is where it broke off right here. Somehow it just broke in half. The other half is in here in a hose, so we had to pull that out. That's ridiculous, guys. Oh my god. Somehow there's a lot of power and pressure to break that plastic piece. So we're gonna quickly take the old one out here. All right, so there's a lot of parts in here that's on the way that we need to take out. There's upper hose right here, there's sensor harness, there's another sensor harness, and maybe this intake hose right here going to the throttle body. So we need to take those out so that we could see what's underneath there. So I print out a bunch of coolant drain and fill, and how to remove. Here's the part right there. So this is held by 3 bolts down there. Yeah, 3 bolts. So basically just showing you how it looked like, what it looked like. And here's the harness and hoses. So yeah, there's about 4 pieces that we need to detach, and then this old part will come out really quick. Before you take that out, for some of you guys have the different concern. You may have to drain the coolant first before you take this piece out, this outlet piece. In my case, I don't, because coolant is gushing out already. So I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly take all this part out. But for some of you guys, you're gonna have to drain the coolant. Quickly show you guys to drain the coolant. On the bottom left rad, there's a drain caulk right there. You need to loosen that up. Drain it on the bucket right there. Show you how much inch-pounds 18 to tighten up. And then there's a vent right there. There's a little vent to drain the coolant faster, and this is where you bleed the air out. I have a video showing how to bleed the coolant on a Chevy Cruze. Same thing with Sonic, Encore, anything with the 1.4 engine. So check that out. Okay, so yeah, drain the coolant off from the rad. You're gonna have to jack it up underneath here. Take out that drain plug and drain it out. So when it's drained, now start attacking this area right here. Start taking it out. All right, guys, there we go. We got a good light here now. You can see what's going on. All right, so before you start taking it apart, make sure to be safe. Take out the negative battery cable, and then for now, this is the tools we're gonna use here. Take out all this harness and the hose clamp. Move everything all to the back. All right, there's a little retainer right here to pull it out. After you pull that out, don't lose it, and then you just pull this hose upward. There we go. Need to move this hose clamp away, and there's hose clamp right there. Alright, there you go. Just move that away. Alright, we got lots of room here now. There's another pin down there, so we're just gonna use this hook style pin. Oh, don't want to lose that. There's the pin right there. This is on a new one. If you lose the old one, it's okay, because this is the new one right there. Alright, so it's on the way. Alright, we're gonna have to take out this hose quickly. Alright, so there's a clamp right there. To loosen that clamp, I'll just use 9/32 with the extension. Okay, then quickly we'll take it out. Alright, put that on the side. Alright, here we go. We're back on business. I'm just gonna use the socket right here with no extension. Crack it loose. And then underneath, we're gonna use the extension one. There we go. One to the bottom on the front. It's hard to see from this angle. There's no light down there, but you can see it. 3 bolts are loose. Alright, there's a clamp back here and a hose going to the heater hose and back to the heater core. So I'll just use this style, this clamp remover style right here. It would easily grab the bottom, and then we're gonna squeeze this thing in. It will lock in place, and then this will come out nice and easy. We're just gonna move that hose out, and look at this. This is really slowly coming out. There we go. And we're just gonna pull this out from the hose back there. Wiggle it. There we go. Yeah, right there. This is the broken piece right there. Compare it to the new one. There she is. This is the original, never been replaced before. Alright, so toss that in the garbage. We're gonna give this a good clean right here. This is the old gasket. Clean it up, make it nice and smooth. Alright, I just used the brake clean here to get all this coolant out. We're gonna clean it up with a razor blade on this area, and then maybe a Scotch-Brite. Alright, so just a really fine Scotch-Brite. Okay, we're gonna get all this gunk and old gasket. Alright, just use your finger, feel it around so that there's no any bumps, any leftovers gasket in there. So that looks pretty good. Look, it feels smooth. Alright guys, so from this part right here, this is the halfway done. We got that thing cleaned up, ready to go. We're gonna be installing this new one in now. Okay, make sure double check, make sure it's the right one from the original. Alright, so I'll put the hose in here, line her up, and then snug all these bolts down. Double check, make sure the gasket is in there, make it snug, and then we're gonna torque this thing to spec. Alright guys, so those are nice and snug. Those 3 bolts right there. The hose is connected already. So we're gonna be torquing those 3 bolts to spec. Alright, so it says here a 71 inch-pound or 8 Newton meter. Let's start with the one on the top. And then the last one on the bottom. There we go. Just go double check, run it again, make sure you're good. There you go, 71 inch right there. Dr. Spec. Alright, so let's put everything back together now. The rest of the clamps and connector, new sensors down there, and then next is this intake hose. Get it all straight up, get in there, and then we'll tighten up this clamp. Alright guys, so let's connect this clip, this side right here. Somehow there's no clip, but the big fat one for the ignition coil goes in there, and then push the pink pin in to lock it. Okay, I think that's good. This is done. And the last piece right here, okay, you need to take this out because there's one on that piece already. Just gonna have to remove this piece right here. All right, just gonna use the flat screwdriver to pull this hooks on the side here. There's two hooks. All right, there you go. Toss this out and make sure there's an O-ring in here. Okay, there's an O-ring, you can see it, and then you press this inside here, and that clip sound, it's good. That's a good sound. All right, so double check everything. It's supposed to clip on to the piece right here. Somehow there's nothing to clip on. And then this one little hose right here, use this handy dandy hooks for the spring hose clamp. Slide her in and then lock it in place. That's it. Done. Dr. Spec, all the bolts, and then last piece right here, we had to take out this clamp because there's a plastic piece still stuck in there. And there she is, guys. This is that piece, plastic piece right here. Holy cow, those things broke. Okay, it looks split in half already. Pressure of the clamp maybe. All right, so let's slide this in on a hole right here, all the way in, and then remove the tool piece. That's it. Double check everything, make sure it's all connected. Harness, hose. All right guys, so this part right here is everything was all installed. It's done. Let's put a coolant on here.